Okay, the other thing I want to talk about today is the Antichrist. Yeah, I know this word and this figure has acquired a certain um, cultural and fictional value and has become a folklore sort of a thing, the subject of many movies and everything bad in this world. No, that is not what I want to talk about. I want to actually talk about the actual Antichrist mentioned in the Bible, in the uh, Hadith, the Quranic source, the Islamic source, and how it relates to both Christians and Muslims. I consider myself to be a devout Muslim and a Muslim who considers Islamic reformation to be a necessity and not something that should take place in the future. It has actually taken place and only needs to be popularized, especially in the Western world, because it has happened in the Eastern world, so to say. But apart from that, uh, as a result of that reformation and the new way of looking at the Islamic sources, the Antichrist figure has become extremely clear. I have made videos on it already. You can watch on my channel. Antichrist came and went, and nobody recognized him. Just like we Muslims think, just like Christians thought, Jews did not recognize Jesus. Just like we Muslims think, Muhammad was not recognized by Christians. Similarly, the Antichrist and the second coming of the Christ were missed by both the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims, because Muslims had to suffer the same fate as their two predecessors had suffered. We were to deny the coming of these people in the flesh once they came in this world, so it was fait accompli. Anyhow, I want to discuss that topic because I think our Christian brethren, uh, you cannot blame them for a lot in this regard. You see, in Christian sources, particularly the Bible, there is very scant information about Antichrist, whatever you consider to be. There are people who consider uh, information to be at more places than some other people. I mean, the two epistles of John, Second Thessalonians, and Revelations. Although, as far as I am concerned, there is no mention of the Antichrist, the actual Antichrist, in the two epistles of John or Revelation. The only information actually pertaining to the Antichrist, the actual figure, I think they only exist in Second Thessalonians. I can actually point it out in some future video why I think this. But because Antichrist is a word, in Arabic it has become a Dajjal, and the full form is Al-Masih Dajjal, the false Christ or the impostor Christ or the deceiving deceiver, who will claim that he is going to be the Christ, he is the Christ. So the words are the same, but just like Christianity, in Islam also, the word Dajjal, that is in its definite form, Ad-Dajjal, is usually reserved for the Antichrist, is also used in a metaphorical sense or a more generic sense for any false prophets, any false guides. I think that is the sense in which the two epistles of John use the word Antichrist. So in Second Thessalonians is the only place perhaps where the where I think those letters are attributed to Paul. So if the attribution is correct, Paul is trying to make people understand that no, that Antichrist has not arrived, and the Christ has not arrived, because for Christ to arrive, the Antichrist has to first walk into the temple of God and claim to be God and stuff like that. And that is totally true. That totally aligns with the concept of Antichrist in Islam. Now, the difference of both concepts, one in Islam and the other in Christianity, I want to highlight for our Christian brethren's sake, for instance, for now, is that I don't blame Christians, because very scant information about the Antichrist was given to you people, but much detailed information was given to us Muslims. There are so many aspects of the personality of Antichrist that were defined in the traditions attributed to the Holy Prophet, that we were able to exactly pinpoint who the Antichrist was and how he was defeated by the true Christ, the descent of Christ. And whole stories are abound in Muslim sources. You can just Google it and you'll find a plethora of sources. But I have narrated the actual traditions attributed to the Holy Prophet that are authentic in my video. You can watch that video. But because of those details, that's my contention over here. Because of those details, you Christians should listen to us. It is in fact a verification, an endorsement of your biblical narrative as well. It came out to be true just as it had been predicted, but just by adjusting your expectations first. The whole Left Behind series, if you are inspired by those kind of happenings, the rapture, which is extra biblical, and stuff like that, that is not correct. I think I'm going to get into that in my future videos for the consumption of my Christian brethren, because there's a great truth in 2 Thessalonians that has come to the fore now and has proven to be true, that you should actually be proud of, that your scriptures were really authentic and that came to pass just as it had been predicted. And the whole Israel-Palestine conflict in many ways is connected with those predictions. There are really some far-right religious figures on both sides, in Islam as well, in fact in all three sides, Islam, Christianity and Judaism, who consider some prophecies of theirs to be transpiring in this whole conflict. So it is very necessary that we Muslims and Christians come to the same page as far as the Antichrist figure is concerned. It confirms both our traditions attributed to the Holy Prophet as well, and your biblical narrative as well. But only if you exorcise the two epistles of John, the statement about not the Antichrist but the beast, who is considered to be the Antichrist in the Revelations book chapters. You can, that's just amazing to me that the Antichrist is not mentioned in Revelation, but people think that because the beast is mentioned, he is the Antichrist. And there is a certain degree of confusion in the various words that have survived in these books in various languages, like pseudo-Christos and anti-Christos. Both words are different. They imply something different as well. So it is my humble request to my Christian brethren, please engage with me on this. If you think I'm going astray, I'm not getting what your scripture says about it, although I've studied it deeply. In Islam, the number of attributes of the Antichrist, the things he's going to do, how he's going to appear, how much time he's going to stay on this earth, how he's going to be killed by the Christ, the true Christ, everything had been woven into this beautiful picture that we therefore were able to discover how those things came to pass. So please go and view my video and engage with me why you think this cannot be the true fulfillment of those prophecies. So this is something I wanted to just leave here, because I think a few days back I saw a video that talks about this whole second coming of Christ or the Antichrist and the Left Behind series. And I thought that, okay, I think I need to take this up as a point of discussion. I'll make multiple videos on this going along, discussing how John does not talk about the actual Antichrist, epistles of John, and how Thessalonians 1 is correct, and how the Revelation is also talking about something else completely, not the Antichrist, the number 666, or the beast or whatever is not talking about the Antichrist. And even if it is, it's too vague to use it to discover who the Antichrist is going to be. It was talking about a historical figure that even passed away long before Islam was revealed. But anyhow, this is something that is very dear to me and close to my heart, because such kind of prophecies are playing havoc with the Israel-Palestine conflict. So please go and watch my video, and I'll be making further videos on this topic. Please stay tuned and support me on Patreon if you want to. Thank you.